Welcome to the second part, the Renaissance Revolution. In the first part of the Renaissance Revolution, I talked to you about why it was important for you to focus on your studies and achieve higher informal education. Now, in this video today, I am going to talk about why it is important for you to start an online business and not solely rely on the education system to take you where you want to be in life. Quite frankly, yes, I agree. In my last video, I did mention to say that the education system is a very important tool in leading you to your desired life. As important as that piece of information was at the time, this piece of information that I'm sharing with you right now is equally as important. You need to start an online business while you are striving relentlessly to pursue a solid academic foundation. The reason why it is important to run a business alongside that is for the fact that you are going to avoid being mediocre all in all. The reason why I do take my education seriously and at the same time why I want to be productive in making my online business a success is because as much as I talked about why it is unsustainable for you to only rely on income online, it is one of the most straightforward ways for you to actually leave your current financial situation and become a high earner. Firstly, I'm going to talk about why it's important for you to start now. When you have an online business or you're pursuing your academic qualifications, what it's going to do is it's going to take away the stress from your sponsors to keep funding your education and the things that you quite frankly need inside school. Let's be honest, if you're a student and you're at a university or college and you're on campus, you have expenses. You have to buy things all the time. You need new textbooks. Sometimes if your laptop crashes, you need a new laptop. You need a new phone. You just need money overall. But if you do rely on your sponsors all the time to get you all of these things, then it's unsustainable for you, I'm sorry to say. As much as your parents or the people who are sponsoring you at the moment seem like they got it and they don't have any problem with it, quite frankly, your educational journey is quite expensive. They will not tell you that, but you are basically spending thousands of dollars every single year for you to get this academic qualification, which you quite frankly won't even need at the end of it all. But the thing is, as much as you don't need it, it doesn't mean that you don't want to have it. Statistically, it is estimated that the majority of people, more than 50% of people who live in this world, who suffer and are going through intense poverty, and those who are not educated and don't have a strong academic foundation. But putting a pin in that, you need to start an online business so that you can start sponsoring yourself, so that you can start funding yourself, and so that you can invest in your own education to do better in your academic endeavors. Let's talk about the later aspect, right? I've talked about the now where you'll be able to manage your current expenses like your rent, your textbooks, to buy your own laptop and so on. Let's talk about the later things in life. The moment you start up an online business, you don't need to rely on circular employment. As much as I really encouraged in the last video that you need to have a solid academic foundation so that in case anything bad happened to you, you can be able to have leverage to start sourcing out income again. Having online business skills will help you for the rest of your life. Because even if one trend shuts down, there'll always be a window that will be open to other trends. And these are trends that you can focus on later on. Having an online business, especially starting now, will give you a lot of advantages in the long run. You will be able to have so much time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. So much of it that you won't even know what to do with it. And the thing is, I'm not promising you that this is going to result in a month, 6 months, or a year after you starting your online business. It will even happen about 5 years later, but what you're doing by starting now is setting yourself up. You are literally giving your future self a nudge. You're learning the skills now so that they can be implemented all the way into the future. All the way in the future when you actually need all of these things. It's going to make you untouchable towards the economic or global hardships that are put on you. A lot of things do happen in this world that really touches the normal things that people work with, like employment rate, how often people are being posted from their jobs, people's expenses, what you can afford at the current moment. Already even before graduating, right? Even before graduating university without finishing whatever I've studied, I am making more than my professors, but I don't get arrogant about that. I still learn from them in a sense that they are gonna pass me and actually give me that degree. But the thing is, I'm not pursuing that degree so that I can start working. It's more of a leverage type of thing because I'm a service provider. As rich as I'm gonna get, I am going to become a service provider. And the people who I'm going to offer services to, I need them to know from a broad perspective that I am very qualified to run that service. So without a degree, what I'm basically doing is shooting myself in the foot because as much as I will be successful financially, they will need some form of leverage that I was able to achieve some certain result. And if I have the degree, it's just putting me at an upper hand to someone who doesn't have a degree. And that's basically one of the only advantages I would tell you about the education system. What running a business will do on top of that is actually build the real finances. It's going to make you cover the costs. Right now, as we speak, I am making $35,000 as a student, and what this has enabled me to do is live my dream life. I am able to buy assets while my professors still aren't able to. I am able to live with so much freedom of travel. I can go to whichever country that I want and it won't make much of a dent in the bank simply because it's my own money, right? And the type of business that I do is not the type of business that requires that much initial investment to get started. When you proceed with the education system as it is, you won't have that much location, time, and financial freedom. You will still be more like a slave or a puppet to these organizations because they'll be able to be in charge of your schedule or where you travel to or where you are at certain times of the week. But when you start an online business and are passionate about it and you are able to build that online business effectively while at the same time getting good grades at school, then you're just setting yourself up overall. You're going to have the expertise and at the same time you're also going to have the financial resources to live your best life possible. A lot of people, quite frankly, when you talk about starting an online business, they get quite defensive to say maybe online business is not for me, maybe I'm not that tech savvy, I just don't want to start an online business because of ABC. All of these people, what they're doing is they're shooting themselves in the foot. They don't know that what they are saying out of their mouths actually comes into fruition. As much as you believe in yourself that you are going to achieve what you have always wanted online, you tell yourself from deep within your heart that you are going to start an online business. And you also tell yourself that you are going to get the best grades possible, pass your classes, and get a first honors degree, which you are not getting for the sake of employment, but which you are getting for the sake of relevance and status. Because, as much as you can like to say right now, to say, I don't need a degree, I'm just going to be rich, I'm just going to run a business just like that, I'm going to make millions just like Iman Gaji. Well, you see, the thing is, if Iman Gaji had the provision to snap his fingers and all of a sudden he's got like a master's or a PhD, trust me, he would do that. I'm sure he's lost a lot of opportunities simply because of not having a degree. And if you were to ask him yourself, I'm sure he would tell you if you are 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, all the way up to 25, you have no need to rush. You don't need to start making buy a Ferrari money. I don't know where the type of wealth you want is going to come from if you don't want to be patient. Part of what I've seen when it comes to building a strong financial foundation is patience. You need to trust the process. You need to make sure you are working hard and working smart and making sure you're making data-driven decisions to achieve the outcomes that you want in life. If you have these shortcuts where you want to start buying Ferraris at age 19, it simply means that you are not willing to wait. You end up doing some criminal activities that will end up getting you implicated. Just ask the musicians like Fetty Wap. They were rich, but the thing is, the wealth wasn't sustainable, so they had to turn to ulterior means of making money, and those ulterior means are what led them to be in jail. Or if not be in jail, then die early. I know a lot of people are going to be pissed off by this video and the fact that I'm spitting, but you will only remember my words once you are 30 years old, you are with your $1 million business, you're looking for more opportunities, you realize that $1 million isn't even that much, it can finish anyways. You realize that you actually need a strong academic foundation in order to make the best decisions possible to secure your wealth, then you're going to start coming back to these videos 10 years later. What I'm saying is, as much as it is important to build a strong financial foundation like I am at the moment, at age 21 making $35,000 a month, that is above normal. I'm making more than my professors. I'm making more than certain doctors. I'm making more than some people who've spent years in university. But the thing is, will that stop me from going into university and getting a sense of relevance? No, it will not. But at the same time, will going to university stop me from securing a strong financial foundation for myself just simply because I'm forced to go to uni, or just simply because I feel like uni is the one that is going to secure me financially? No, it's not. It's simply because I am young, I have much more time, which means I can develop much more skills and I can be well-rounded overall. Imagine if people like Iman Gaji, Andrew Tate actually went to school and managed to build this kind of wealth. It would mean they would be further ahead of their competition than most people. Not to say they are living horrible lives at the moment. They could be living amazing lives. You can see it on social media how much they're smiling and how much they say they don't like the education system and whatnot. But all in all, what I'm saying is, it is important for you to run an online business and become successful from it, and it is important for you to achieve a strong academic foundation, because this is what is going to shape your future. Now, when I'm talking about the catalyst that I mentioned in the last video, I am talking about the Distinction Startup. What the Distinction Startup does is it takes the financial foundation aspect of it and the academic foundation aspect of it and puts it all together into this one big tool that you can access and get use of right now as we speak. Because if you don't have the skill set in order to study and achieve the best grades that you want, and you don't have the skill set to pick the right online business that works for you and run it the best possible way, then you are setting yourself behind. At the price of a McDonald's, $25, you can get the Distinction Startup today, as this is the first day I am launching it. Thank you for watching part 2 of the Renaissance Revolution. In part 3, basically what I'm going to talk about is how you can get the best possible result from joining the Distinction Startup. And I'd like to see you again soon.